Update on Tour de Bama. This upcoming weekend, August the 17th, I'll be hosting a seminar at St. Louis Barbell with Squat to Depth as the leading sponsor. This is a sold-out seminar, and I cannot wait to put on a show for you guys this weekend. Who knows, might get a little bit crazy, might have to deadlift. We'll see what happens. If you haven't checked it out already, feel free to head over to www.bamabricksquad.com. Check out our apparel templates. Our Ready template has been selling off the shelves and had a lot of positive feedback coming in for something a little bit different, change up the structure, improving overall level of fitness and body composition. If you haven't checked it out yet, head over to the site and give it a look. August 31st, I will be hosting a seminar at Ozark Iron with Nick Ramey as my co-host. September the 7th, we'll be in Malden, South Carolina, back in my hometown stomping grounds, home state stomping grounds at least. I'll be at TriFit Barbell hosting a champion mindset seminar. First round of tickets sold out, so we've opened a second round for you guys. This is going to be a really big event, so get your tickets while you can, and that's going to be September the 7th. The weekend after that looks like we'll be in New Mexico. I'll be hosting a seminar with the one and the only, the GOAT, Ed Cohn. And we'll be talking about powerlifting, squat, bench, deadlift, and the champion mindset. Two GOATs, two best in the world. If you haven't, that's a sold out seminar. So guess what? If you haven't got your tickets, you can't get them. Better luck next time. On September the 28th, I will be in Modesto, California, giving a seminar with the one and the only Trevor Jaffe himself, the Sumo Deadlift Whisperer. The Sumo Deadlift Whisperer and the best in the world. If you guys haven't gotten your tickets yet, feel free to get those at Old School Iron, Modesto. Hope everyone's having a great day today, and I've been overwhelmed by the amount of support that we've gotten so far from the podcast. Wow, you guys' support has been overwhelming. I can't even imagine what it was that I was so scared of. Oh wait, everything. That's right, everything. But once again, I've said this before, being scared of something usually is an identification of where you need to go next. The more scared you are of something, it tends to be that might be the thing you need to do next. So far, so good, guys. I just want to say thank you for all the support. It really means more to me than you know. All the shares, all the reshares, all the tags. This is the start of something great. This is the start of making the world a better, stronger place every single day. And here we go, guys. This is another episode of The Champion Mindset. Let's get money! What's up, guys? It's Bama Breezy coming at you live. I am your host, Stacy Bama Burr, and this is the Champion Mindset Podcast. What's up, guys? This is your host, Bama Breezy, in the house, and what I'm going to be talking about today is believing in yourself. That's right. I'm going to be talking about belief within oneself. A lot of times we'll talk about, what stuff other people can accomplish, right? We watch the news all the time, and what is on the news? All these unbelievable things. Some are good, some are bad. But anytime we watch the news, we automatically take it as truth, right? We see these things happening, these amazing things. We're like, wow, that's amazing. We see these awful things, and we're always like, wow, I can't believe that. That's unbelievable. But you believe it. You see it. But then when I tell you how capable you are, how strong you really are, oh no, that's unimaginable. I can't believe that. So you can believe all these things that you see on TV, all these things you see on social media. You can believe all these different things that are crazy outside of far-fetched just imagination. But the moment that I tell you that you can do something, not me, never, no way, impossible. And that's where I want this to stop. One of the things that is probably one of my favorite things of all times is whenever I set up at different events and seminars, and I make sure I get plenty of time to interact one-on-one with as many people as I possibly can. Just because that one-on-one interaction, it just sometimes makes people's day. You never know what anybody is going through at any moment in time. So anytime I interact with people, no matter who you are, what realm or walk of life you are, whenever I get fans or friends, supporters that come up to me and they say, Stacy, I can't believe I'm finally meeting you. It's so great to meet you. You're awesome. I just make sure that I take everybody into consideration. I make sure I ask everyone who they are. I want to know who they are, what brings them to me, because it is my light that I control, and I want to make sure that I can give it to as many people as I possibly can. That is what I do, because I believed in myself. I believed in myself enough to go and become the best power lifter in the world, right? Why can't you guys believe in yourself for just 1 second? I want to be able to transfer my belief that I had in myself to you guys. I want you guys to be able to believe in you like I believe in me. To believe in you like I believe in you. And that's what the champion mindset is about. It's about knowing what you bring to the table. It's about being confident in who you are. Being confident in the work that you are willing to do. You've got to believe in yourself, because if not, no one's going to do it for you. If you're not the one that's out there grinding, pushing past your limits, proving to yourself every single day that you will be better, that you are going to be prepared for whatever life situation is that it plans to throw at you. If you do that consistently, you know that you are going to be where you need to be. It's not going to be hard to believe in yourself whenever you're putting forth the effort to be the best version of you, to be the winner, to be the last one standing. That's going to be you, and you know it is if no one's willing to outwork you. Don't let anyone outwork you, and it won't be hard to believe in yourself. Part of believing in yourself, there's an element that a lot of people struggle with, including myself. It's self-worth. It's thinking that you're not enough. It's comparing yourself to other people because other people are at different walks and further down the line than you are. So you seem inferior. You don't think you're good enough. You don't think you have what it takes. But you do. Just imagine that. You do. Anytime I meet people, I give them human, genuine interaction. And when they tell me they want to be as strong as me, I tell them to be even better. What? I tell them to be even stronger than me. You want to know why? Because I believe they can be. I believe in the power of belief. I believe in inspiring people to become a better version of themselves. And sometimes you just have to be the one to instill that in them. That's what you do as a leader. That's what you do as a teacher. That's what you do as a mentor. That's what you do as a coach. You believe in someone when you see the potential. You take and you water the seeds. You water the seeds, and it takes years. It takes years. It takes years of positive affirmations. It takes years of finally putting in enough work for you to see your own value. You've had it all along, but it never will mean anything until you recognize it. When you recognize your value and you recognize what you bring to the table, you recognize how powerful you are, how capable you are, you won't have problems believing in yourself. I used to struggle with all these things. I used to struggle with my self-worth. I lived in South Carolina, and when I was personal training, I was charging $25 an hour for personal training on my own private facility, $25 an hour. And I had several all-time world records, plenty of experience, but I was charging that much and I couldn't get it just because it wasn't the right environment. It wasn't the right area. It made me feel like there was something wrong with me, though, that I didn't have any value, right? No, it wasn't that I didn't have any value. What it really meant was I was not in the right area. My value wasn't appreciated there, so I had to go somewhere else where I could charge $200 an hour. It all depends on where you're at, who you are. Who you are will always be who you are, but you have to be around people that appreciate what you're worth. Just because some people don't see it doesn't mean that it's not there. Find where you're valued. Find where you're appreciated. Find where you feel the best. Find where your energy is reciprocated, and that's where you need to be. Do not undersell yourself. Do not drop your value because someone else doesn't see it. Know who you are and know your self-worth. I had to come to terms with that along and along. It wasn't that I wasn't worth it. It was just that I had to go somewhere and prove that I could be. Whenever I was competing, I say all the time that it wasn't the best for my mental health. And one of those things that I'll elaborate on a little bit here is just the death by comparison. If you're a competitor and you're a competitive athlete, no matter what your sport is, you do whatever you can in your own realm to take care of what you're doing, the thoughts that you're feeding yourself, the food that you're feeding yourself, your rest, your recovery, everything along those lines. And that is all that is the most important thing, and that is what we should remain tunnel visioned on if we want to excel, if we want to succeed in whatever our sport is. That is what I intended to do, and that's what I did very well. With me being an ultimate competitor, with me being, a previous collegiate athlete, what you do is you scout report. You scout report so you know what you're going up against. And even with that was always tough for me. It was always tough for me to be able to look at other girls, look at the top competitors, and I would know what I was doing and what I was bringing to the table. But just when you see something else, it's like, man, it just elevates your game, right? It would just take my mind to an even deeper sense of focus, sense of just determination, tunnel vision. And while that was the best for being a competitive athlete and excelling in my field, it was also the worst of my mental health because I didn't focus on anything else. There were times whenever I just completely neglected all other of life's duties because I was focused on eating, sleeping, training, and nothing else. And not much more in the terms of my relationships either. I had to focus on the task at hand, and that was all that I had time to focus on. My worth, I felt like, was determined by the weight that I lifted. That's what I felt like. I felt like I had to go and accomplish this task to become the best in the world. I had to attain this certain number, this one dot beside my name. I thought that was my worth. I thought that was the only thing that I brought to the table. But once I did it, once I realized, I woke up the same person the day after as I did the day before, and as I have every single day after that. Our self-worth is determined by who we are as a person. It's not by one thing, especially not something like lifting weights, especially not by titles or crowns or anything like that. State records, different jobs, anything of the sort. Our self-worth is who we are and what our value is. That is what you are really worth. And sometimes it's hard because we see our worth based on our appearance or based on titles or something like that. But really, after I stepped away from powerlifting, it made it that much easier for me to see that I was worth so much more. And I had so much more to give to the world over just the total. I had so much more value to bring into the world, so much more light to bring into the world, besides just lifting weights. My self-worth was determined the day I determined it. Your self-worth can only be determined by you and you only. Never compare yourself to anybody else. Never compare your journey to anybody else's. Never compare your body to anybody else's. Never compare your mind to anybody else's. Because the fact of the matter is, we are all different. We all think differently. We've all had different things impact us. We all have doubts. We all have issues that we struggle with. We all have demons. Nobody has it made. Nobody in life, especially, who has achieved any type of success. I don't believe that anyone's had it easy. I believe that the routes may be different, but I believe that everyone who is successful has struggled. I believe that everyone who is successful has doubted themselves. I believe that everyone who is successful has failed multiple times, over and over and over. I believe anybody that's successful has been on their hands and knees at least once or twice, maybe even weekly, trying to figure out how this was going to work. And before they even figured out how it was going to work, they came up with a new idea. Believe in yourself. Why don't you? We believe in so much else. But the minute that I tell you to believe in yourself, you act like you don't know how. This is a line where a lot of times people confuse. People confuse being confident with being cocky. I would affirm to myself that I was the best in the world months and months leading out to my competition. I would repeat to myself, I would write it down, I am the best in the world. I am the strongest woman in the world. I would repeat this to myself before sets. I would say, I can do this. I will do this. And some people who have insecurities, they see this as arrogance. They see this as cockiness. On more times than I care to admit, people called me cocky. People said they didn't want to have anything to do with me because I was just too cocky. I was too arrogant. I would never make it because I just thought that I should. And that's where they were wrong. It wasn't that I thought that I should. It's that I knew I would. It's that I knew I was capable enough, and as long as I applied the effort, if I wasn't there yet, I would be. I competed in November and vied for the title of the top Wilks in the world, and I came up short. I went to pool 563 and got it right up to the top to lock it out, and it just wasn't there. Wasn't there on the day. Someone asked me, Stacy, what happened? Why didn't you get it? I felt for sure you were going to get it. I said I wasn't strong enough yet. Yet being the key word. But I knew that one day I would be. And that's what it's all about. You have to believe in yourself. Nobody else is going to do it for you. That same very meet that I competed, my coach Trevor Jaffe asked me, it was right before my third attempt deadlift. If you know anything about powerlifting, you know you have 3 attempts. You have an opener, a second attempt, and a third attempt. The opener is something I tell my athletes you could do in your sleep on one leg. Opener should usually be around 87 to 90%, maybe something around those realms, something around that area. Your second attempt should usually be close to a PR or right there to match, but whatever splits the difference between your opener and what you're intending to finish with. That meet in November, I think we opened with 473. I'm pretty sure it was a misload on the opener, but I didn't really care because the opener in powerlifting is just what it takes to get to the next step. So I pulled that, I smoked it, and we went on to my second attempt. My second attempt was 523 pounds. And that was going to be to take back my all-time world record at 148 in reps. And that was to take the record back. I took the record back. It wasn't the fastest pull I've ever done by any means, but I knew what it took. Whenever I was competing and I was vying for that top spot, there was a certain number I had to hit to make the calculation go high enough. I had to hit a certain total at a certain body weight to beat the score, to beat the overall Wilk score, which is basically a body weight multiplier, body weight for pounds lifted. So I knew what I had to do. My coach Trevor, when we walked back from my third attempt, he said, Stacy, do you want a 1,400 total, or he said, do you want to go for it all? He said, I think we should play it safe and go for the 1,400. Trevor was my coach. I was a respectable athlete. I didn't want to do what he said, but I was going to. I walked away and I told him to do whatever he wanted to do. He was the coach. He was in charge. I thought he was going to go for 1,400. I saw him moments later and I was livid. I was angry. You could see it beaming out my ears. I didn't go to that meet to get a 1,400 total. I went to that meet to walk away the best in the world. I went to that meet to end my competitive career. I wanted to walk out on top and not have to damage my mental health any longer. I wanted to be able to take off the goggles that I was held behind. I wanted to be able to step out and be able to determine my worth out of something other than just the total. I didn't want to go for 1,400. I wanted to go for it all. I walked out, and when the moment I saw Trevor, he said, we're going for it. I was ready. I thought he was going to go 1,400, but he was going to let me go for it because he knew I believed. He said that whenever he mentioned going for 1,400, he had to see me get upset. He had to see me get upset to know that I could pull what I needed to pull to go for it all. Because had I not gotten upset about the 1,400 and thinking that was going to sell me short, he wouldn't have known if I was confident enough to go for the 563. I was livid that he was selling me short, and so because I got upset, he went for it all. We went for it all because I was confident that I could do it. I was confident. I knew that I could do because of the work that I applied. I hadn't missed a rep. I hadn't missed a set. I hadn't missed a day of training the past 4 years. I knew it was my time. I knew I was the best, and this was my time to prove it. I came up just short. I came up just short on the pool, and I didn't understand why. I believed, I knew I did the work. I knew I was strong enough, but it wasn't there yet. And what that made me realize was not that I wasn't enough. It's not that I wasn't capable. It was that it just wasn't time. And so a lot of times when we fail, we take it to heart. Oh man, we fail and we're like, I'm not good enough. We fail and we automatically question, why did this happen? What did I do wrong? Maybe you didn't do anything wrong. Maybe you did do something wrong that you have the time now to get better at. But maybe this is part of the plan. Maybe it wasn't time yet for you to shine. You've just got to keep believing. Keep believing and keep doing the work. When the pressure is applied, you got to press back. Can, am, will. You are enough. And if you ever come up short, just remember the word yet. Yet is a very strong word. Yet is a powerful word. It may not be time now. It may not be there yet. But there's always the promise that it will be soon. One of my favorite things about coaching is whenever I see an athlete who doesn't see their full potential. I'll start prescribing numbers that I know that they're capable of hitting. We work our way up to them. But there's still this sense of disbelief. There's still this sense of, I'm not strong enough to do that. I can't do that. But I don't let anybody say the word can't. Not on my watch. Can't means about 100 push-ups or some kind of form of punishment. I hadn't decided yet. But anytime I hear the word can, I stop listening. Because it's never usually can or can't. There's not very many things in life that are can or can't. Everything is can. What really actually matters, what really is the reality of the situation, it's not can or can't. It's will or won't. If you want to, you'll find a way. You can. You're capable. But if you won't do what it takes, you won't have it. So it's not can or can't. Ask yourself, is it will or won't? Because you always can. Stop questioning yourself whether you can or can't. This is what I do to my new athletes when they second guess themselves and doubt. Stop asking if you can or can't. Just show me how fast you're going to do it. Show me how good it's going to look. This is a quote that I've gotten, popular for. How fast? Show me how fast you're going to move this weight. When you think about that, it's powerful. I didn't ask you if you could do it or if you couldn't do it. I just asked for you to show me how fast you were going to do it. When you don't make failure an option, suddenly it's not a possibility anymore. If you're going down the road and there's only one way to turn, you can only turn left, you can't turn right. Recognize that. We always try to give ourselves an out. Can I do it or can I do it? Stop asking if you can or can't. You can and you will. All you have to do is work for it. All you have to do is fight back. All you have to do when the pressure is applied is turn it on. Ask yourself what you're willing to do to succeed. Ask yourself what you're willing to do to reach these goals. I think goals are very important. But what I think is more important is the execution of the plan to actually achieve these goals. If you've ever come to one of my Champion Mindset seminars, one of the things I always tell everyone, all the attendees, is write down your goals, no matter what they are. A lot of people's are weightlifting related, squat, bench, deadlift. Write down your goals and put them somewhere where you can see them. Somewhere where you can see them every single day. I have the same list that I've written down of my numbers in my wallet still to this day. I've had the same piece of paper since 2016. I've kept it somewhere close, and I continue to scratch out the numbers as I achieve the goal. I kept it with me at all times, close by, so that way I was reminded every single day of what my goals were. And ask myself, am I doing what I can to achieve them? Am I doing what I can to put myself in the right direction? If the answer is no, I need to realign myself. If the answer is yes, I know I was doing whatever it took and to put myself in a clear headspace. And that's what you got to do. Write down those goals. Say them. Speak them into existence. The things that we say are powerful. Don't be worried about sounding cocky. Don't be worried about sounding arrogant. Sometimes I'll correct people. I handle people at meets all the time, and I ask them, what are we going to do for our third attempt? You'd be surprised how many times people would say, I'm going to try to do, stop talking to me. What? I always stop mid-sentence. If you're going to try to do it, there's an option. I always stop a mid-sentence. I say, rephrase that. Sometimes they don't know what to do. I say, you are going to pull. And so they rephrase it. It goes from, I'm going to try to pull 550 to I am going to pull 550. Do you hear the difference in that? But anytime I say this to people, they're like, well, I don't want to sound cocky. I don't want to sound overly confident. If saying what you're going to do is cocky, if saying what you're going to do is frowned upon, you need to change who's listening to you. You need to change the people that you're surrounding yourself with. Because when you say you're going to do something, your circle that's closest to you should be clapping and say, let me know when I can sign up. Let me know how I can support. I can't wait. I know you will. If you've got people around you that when you say you're going to do something and you're confident about your approach, if they have something to say about you and say that you're arrogant, say that you're conceited, or say anything negative to you for going after what you want after you say what you're going to do, those people don't need to make it to the next level of your life, because those goals are going to require a next level you. And what do we know about that next level you? That next level you requires next level company. So if people can't be around that, they don't make the cut. And that's 100% okay. It's okay to distance yourself from people who don't want to be around you. It's okay to distance yourself from people, because sometimes you have to sharpen the blade and not put others at risk to be cut. And that's okay. It's okay to believe in yourself. It's okay to follow through. That's just always what you got to do. You have to follow through. Because here's the thing. A lot of people will say what they want, but their follow through is lacking. And this is what makes the difference in how people take you. You say you're going to do these things and you don't follow through. It's not that you're cocky. It's that you're a liar. It's not that you're cocky. It's that you don't have any follow through. You're not going to be successful. You're not going to do what you say you're going to do. Your credibility is shot. You now have a reputation for that. So cockiness, arrogance, that's the last thing that you're worried about, because you can't even execute. And that's the problem. You can execute. It's that you choose not to execute. Why say these things out into the world if you don't plan to follow through? We say life gets in the way. We say all these things happen, but think about this in every form of your life. There are things that have happened to you that have been so bad and you didn't know how you were going to get through them. Am I right? Everyone that's listening, you've had something happen to you that you didn't know how you were going to make it until the next day. I don't claim to know everyone's situation. I don't claim to know everyone's scenario. But what I do know is you've been through way worse. So remember, when anything comes at you, attacks your character, attacks your morality, attacks who you are as a person, it's up to you to believe in yourself. It's up to you to stand up for yourself. It's up to you to believe what you believe and to stand behind what you believe. Follow through and know that you are capable of whatever it is you are trying to accomplish. I believe, and I believe in you, just like I believed in me. I remember when I was in high school. I got called up to the varsity team for softball. I think whenever I was in the 8th grade, I got called up to play varsity. I was pretty good. What can I say? Best in the world, best all around. But I was young. I was one of the youngest ones on the team. Had a ton of promise, but some of the girls didn't really respect me because I hadn't paid my dues yet. It was a state championship playoff, and our coach was terrifying, to say the least. She was very powerful, very powerful. She meant business. You had to be sharp to be on her team. I got put in to pitch hit for somebody in one of the playoff games. I was young. I didn't have a ton of experience. I was nervous. What can I say? It was one of those times. After I was put in the game, she pulled me to the side and she grabbed me by the face mask. She grabbed me by the face mask and looked at me and she said, "You do whatever you got to do to get on. I believe in you." And then she let me go. She was an intense coach. She was strictly business, and if she said something, she meant it. She believed. She believed in me, and I went up to that plate, threw a shot down right field, scored 2 runs. RBIs, 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 Bama Breezy coming home with you. But it was because somebody else believed. When you're nervous, when you're scared, all it takes is someone else to believe. Because you know you're capable, you're just terrified. You're scared. And it's fight or flight. That's a natural response in the human body. When we're scared of something, we want to run away. Powerlifting is something that shouldn't happen ever. Voluntarily putting our body under copious amounts of stress. Our body's inflammatory response immediately, says, no, this is not right. But we do it anyway. That's one of the reasons why I know no fear. That's one of the reasons why I know that anytime I'm terrified, anytime I'm scared, it's not that I'm scared. It's that I'm strong. Think about that. The same way you approach being scared is the same way you approach being excited. It's all about how you see it. Anytime I would think about a weight, a number, it was 550 pounds that I had to squat, I didn't think about how heavy 550 pounds was. I thought about how strong I must be to carry that load, to squat that weight. 550 pounds. How fast was I going to do it? How good was it going to look? How much more would I have left after that? I would focus on my strength and not think about how scared I was. Because it's what we do. Brave people are the same people as the cowards. We experience the same feelings. It's all just how we interpret them. The brave people run towards, and the cowards run away. You have to run towards the pressure to prove to yourself that you're strong. You don't get strong by lifting little weight, right? You get strong by moving big weight, and then by moving bigger weight, and getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And think about that in terms of your life. All these hard things that you've done, all these things that have happened to you, and look where you are now. Look at how strong you are. Look at what you came from. You've been way worse, and you've made it just fine. Look at where you are now and continue to put yourself in a better situation every single day. Write down goals. Keep moving forward. Believe in yourself. Believe in your power. While you're questioning yourself, other people are admiring your potential. Other people are intimidated by your potential. Keep working on yourself. Keep moving forward. Affirm. Say affirmations. I am the best in the world. I will do whatever it takes. I am strong. I am powerful. Recognize your power. Recognize your value. And know that I believe in you just like I believed in me. We are the best in the world. All right, so check this out. People look at other people all the time and they see people do crazy things, right? Oh, yeah, well, that's Stacey Burr. I can totally believe that she did that. I can totally believe that she is the best. I can totally believe she deadlifted 550 pounds. Oh, really? Because after the way my back is set up, I'm glad y'all believe. But things like that, You put so much stock in other people. Why? Make sure the amount of work that you're doing matches up with your goals. Make sure that you can believe in yourself the same way that you believe in other people, the same way that you believe in your idols, the same way that you believe in the people that you look up to. Believe in yourself that same way. You know, growing up, if you'd have told me that Walker, Texas Ranger, somebody could beat him or that somebody could, defeat him, I would have laughed at you. Nuh-uh, nobody can knock out Walker, Texas Ranger. Except for maybe me now because I'm the best at everything. But back then, that was an idol, that was somebody that I thought was absolutely impossible to beat. And I'm pretty well right. But give yourself that same kind of credit. Whoever your Wonder Woman is that you look up to, be that person. See what it is that person has and just bring that out in yourself. Whatever it is, don't compare yourself and get underwhelmed or anything like that because you're not there yet. The qualities that you seek out in other people, bring those out to life in you. The qualities that make you feel the best, the things where you feel passionate, the things that make you feel confident in who you are and your self-worth and what you bring to the table. Let other people guide you. Don't compare yourself to others and doubt yourself. Look to other people who have done this before, who can help you. The world now is such a great place. There's so many things. There's things for you to listen to. There's resources, websites, there's YouTube. Anything that you don't know, you can look it up or you can find a way. You can find a way to build your confidence. You can find a way to practice these little things that are going to make your life better. You can find a way to do anything in life. And a lot of times, there are other people who have done it before you who can help you, who are willing to help you. Because most people really are willing to help. It just has to be the right energy. The right energy has to attract each other. And guess what? We do that by giving off positivity, by being that light. We do that by giving off that light ourselves, and it brings other people to us. You speak in such a way that others love to listen to you. You listen in such a way that others love to speak to you. It all starts by believing in yourself and being able to give off your own light, to not worry about what anybody else says about you being cocky or overconfident. Believe in yourself and just be the light. Be the light and don't try to dim your shine just because other people have theirs as well. Other people have different lights. Other people have different colors. There's many different things that lights up a stage. Collectively, collaboratively, everyone can shine together and everyone has a different purpose. Believe in yourself and know that you are enough for whatever it is that you want to accomplish. All you have to do is recognize that, value yourself, put yourself first, and do the work required, and you will be whatever it is you want to be. Believe in yourself because no one's going to do it for you. So the number one most powerful thing in the world is self-belief. The number one most powerful thing, the secret to everything, the absolute fix-all. If I was to sell you something, anything, it's not a 1999 program. It's not a fit tea. It's not a fat burner. It's not a quick fix. It's nothing like that. If I was to sell you on anything, if there was something that I wanted to sell with this podcast, I want to sell you the idea that self-belief is the number one most powerful thing in the world. Believing in yourself. And nobody is going to do that for you. If you don't believe in yourself, it's up to you to understand why. Why don't you believe in yourself? What is it that you think holds you back? Think about that. These boundaries, these chains, these limitations, everything that you think holds you back, I challenge you to look at it a little bit differently. There's nothing in this world that could stop you from something that's yours. Nothing. No obstacle, no hardship, no limitation can hold you back If you believe in what it is that you're trying to achieve, if you believe in whatever your calling is, if you believe in something and you know it is to be true, there is nothing that can stop you. Don't believe me? Look at my life. I'm the best in the world. It's not because I was the strongest. It's not because I was the smartest. It's not because I had the best technique. It's not because I had anything given to me. It's because I believed. I believed for long enough because the seed was planted within me that I was the strongest woman in the world. I told myself that. I affirmed that to myself. I wrote it down. Leading to the U.S. Open in 2017 and 2018, I wrote, I am the strongest woman in the world. Sentences, period. I wrote it over and over and over again. I wrote it on sheets of paper, up, down, sideways. I looked at myself in the mirror and I told myself I was the strongest woman in the world. I believed. There are things that I accomplished. There are PRs that I set that just seem astronomical. People can't believe it. Wow, you really pulled 30 more pounds than you had ever even touched before? How? I believed. I believed in myself that I was capable of anything that I worked for. I believed that if I did the work, the result would come. And I made that happen. I made it happen because I believed. Belief is such a powerful thing. You underestimate yourself so much. You think you can't do it. And that's what's holding you back. I want you to write out your list of limitations. I want you to write out all the reasons why you're not where you want to be today. I want you to write them all down, take it, and put them in your notebook that you carry around with you at all times. Yes. To write down your thoughts, to write down your feelings, to write down these great ideas that you have that never get put into motion because you forget. Because they fall by the wayside, write them down. Write down your goals, write down your dreams, write down your affirmations, write down who you are. I am. The next letters that come after that, the next word that comes after that is so important because you are whatever it is that you claim to be. If you do the work required for that result, I am the best in the world. I am the strongest woman in the world. You set your goals, you set your dreams 2 sizes too big so you can grow into the person that can. You set your goals too big so that way they scare you, so that way they push you to the limit, so that way they challenge you to go to the other side. And then you keep going. You just keep going. You have to believe in who you are. You have to believe in the person that you're wanting to become. You have to believe in whatever it is that you care about. You have to believe. You have to believe in yourself. You are the person that can, am, will. Nothing can stand in your way if something is meant for you. It might take you a little longer to get there. You might have to call Siri and she might have to recalculating remix. Siri on the track. Guess what? That's okay. It's okay to reroute. It's okay when things don't go as planned. It's okay to fail. It's okay to run into a bump in the road. But the thing that normally happens is we run into these bumps, we run into these issues, and then we stop believing in ourselves. Well, I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not good enough. You have no idea how many times when I was training and I was just having such a hard time mentally understanding what it was that I was trying to accomplish. I had to fulfill the prophecy of who I was. I had to do that. I had to accomplish that. There's so many times that I wanted to just say, maybe I'm not enough. How am I going to do this? But it's okay to not know how. You just keep going and you figure it out. You keep going and you find a way. And how do you find a way? by finding other ways that don't work. Think about that. What is being a coach? What is being someone that, continually progresses? You fail, you figure out ways that do work by eliminating ways that don't. There's so many ways to train a bench press. There's so many ways to train a squat. There's so many ways to train a deadlift or coach anything. What it's all about is eliminating the things that don't work one at a time and then finding the things that do. Trying new things, being wrong, growing, adapting, developing. You have to believe in whatever it is that you are trying to accomplish, no matter what comes in your way, no matter what tries to stop you. If you know who you are, if you believe in yourself, nothing will be out of reach. I wanted to own a supplement company. I worked in the supplement industry many years. I was never the best salesman. I was never the best salesman because I wasn't a salesman at all, right? They want you to sell these package deals. They want you to add on, make sure this is on sale. Just cop that onto the tab, I'm sorry. I am not trying to sell this person that because they don't need it. I don't care if the commission's higher. That really doesn't make a difference to me. I can't honestly sell them that product if they don't need it, because that reflects on me morally. I'd rather have less money, but make sure these people were taken care of. I wasn't a salesman. I wasn't the crook, but that's what made me the best salesman in the world. Notice a pattern? Best in the world. But I'd have people come whenever I was in grad school in Columbia. I'd have people come into the supplement store that I worked at, and they would ask for me specifically. They would ask for me specifically because I didn't try to sell them things. They asked me questions, I knew the answers, and I showed them the way. What? You mean you didn't try to tell them that they could get this fit skinny tee for $19.99 and that was going to be the extra added bonus that you needed to absolutely drop that 10 pounds? And then, by the way, let's throw in a detox too, because, oh my God, it advertises you drop 20 pounds in a day. Gotta throw that in there too. And then while we're at it, no. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with trying to sell people things that they don't need. I don't agree with trying to lie to people and tell them that a detox will make you drop 20 pounds when all it's going to do, it'll clear you out a little bit for sure. Use the bathroom. Let's detoxify. That's great. Just like water pills, things of those nature, things that'll make you drop weight fast, things that'll make you, get skinny quick. It's not sustainable. What I want to do is teach. What I want to do is bring knowledge to the table. Bring knowledge to the table, and the number one key is believing in yourself. If you believe in anything, you will find a way. You find the people that are not trying to sell you something. You find the people that are trying to teach you, well, this is what you need post-workout. This is what you need, intra-workout. You need this if you're trying to step your game up. A supplement, something that's going to help you do the work. Something that is going to help you recover. That's what supplements are. They're not going to do the work for you, and I will never try to sell you that. The number one sell, I'm trying to sell you on yourself, because you're going to do the work, and then you're going to get the result. And if you want to find ways to help you, step to the top of your game, then you'll do more research. You'll find somebody willing to teach you, someone that knows more than you. Read. There's so many things out there available for us. If we don't have the knowledge, you don't know how. Do you know what YouTube is? Do you know what Google is? Do you know how many people are out there that are self-taught? They've never actually been to college, never have actually done all kinds of things. Ask them what their degree is in. They say, what degree? But they're the best in their field. They're the specialists. You want to know why? A lot of these people, this is why I respect people so much that are self-taught. When you're self-taught and you can excel in your field and continually progress and master your craft and continue to master your craft and sharpen the blade, and you are self-taught, you are self-motivated, you believe. And you know that you will get where you want to be because you believe in yourself and you put that effort in initially to buy in, and you know that the information is out there and all you have to do is refine the skill. You can find a way to do just about anything. You just got to be willing to look. You just have to be willing to look for the information that's going to answer your problem. All the answers are out there. It's just up to us if we choose to look for them. The number one thing, we got to believe in ourselves. Believe in yourself, believe in your calling, believe in your passion, believe in whatever it is that makes you tick. Believe in it. And know that you can be the person to accomplish it, to achieve it. If you're not there yet, remember, word choice is very important. Yet. Remember that. Every time you fail, every time you get knocked down, yet. You're not there right now. That doesn't mean you never will be. That just means not yet. That means there's more for you to learn. That means you need to master the craft. You need to own in on the skill a little bit more. Put in more hours. Put some skin in the game. If you're not there now, it's not always going to be like that. If you're not there right now, you're just not there yet. But you got to believe that. I can tell you all day long what to do in this situation, what I did in this situation. But it's hard, I'll tell you. I didn't have the phone a friend option. I didn't have somebody always in my ear telling me that I could. You know what? I had to change a lot about my life to finally expose who I was. I repeat that. I had to change a lot about my life and the people in my life in order to achieve my desired result. Because think about that. There were people in my life that I told I wanted to be a speaker, that I wanted to be a public speaker, I wanted to be a motivational speaker. I wanted to reach people. And you know what they told me? I don't know if you can do that, Stacey. You're going to have to take some classes. You're going to have to take some speech courses, because you just don't speak well enough. Not absolutely go for it full send. It was, I don't really know. There was this hesitation about it. And if you got people that you care about and people that you consider close to you, and they hesitate on an idea that you seem passionate about, they got to go. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that's a little life hack for you, some Bama facts, some knowledge. If the people that you surround yourself with aren't excited for you whenever you finally figure out something that means something to you, if they're not with you 100%, they don't make the cut. They might not make it to the next level with you. Because you got to be around people that believe in you too. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what other people think, right? And I know everybody says that, but I don't think you guys really realize to some extent that people always said I was crazy. Where I was in South Carolina, powerlifting didn't really exist. I was the front runner, lead female, as far as the first one they'd ever seen that was just quite like me, too aggressive, too loud. I was raised by, big bodybuilders. I was in the gym where I found myself, as I was younger. I just gravitated there to try to get better and better and better and improve myself. I just felt better when I could go to the gym, when I was actually in control of something. There was something every single day that I had control of in my life. No matter what home life was like, no matter how insignificant I felt in other situations. Because if you guys know a little bit about me, I was not always so confident. I was shy. I never stood up for myself. I just wasn't assertive enough. I wasn't aggressive enough. Definitely not who I am today. But I'd go to the gym and I'd find a different part of me that I could push past limitations. I could keep going. I could keep getting better and better. And the only limit, I'd stay in there for hours. The only limit was me. There were days where I'd ride my bike to the gym. It wouldn't matter if it was raining. It wouldn't matter if it was, snowing, or if it was the hottest day outside, whatever it was. I'd ride my bike to the gym. I'd train at the gym, and then I'd just ride my bike back home. It'd be dark. I would stay there for so long because I would just keep going back. I'd stay there until I couldn't do it anymore because I just wanted to get better. I wanted to feel this, endorphin high, just absolutely. I wanted to feel strong. I wanted to know that I was in control of something. I believed in myself as I could do more and more and more. That's how I developed my strength on the barbell and outside of the barbell. I developed my strength, my belief in myself, because I kept proving myself right. I challenged myself to go up and weight. If I couldn't do the 70s a day, I would try to do them next week. And I would. And I would continually claw at the edge of absolute failure just to know if I could do it. And most of the time, I could. Some of you guys don't know what it's like to physically not be able to complete a rep, and I challenge you. Don't do anything stupid, obviously, but I challenge you to go into the gym and do something to failure. Safely, of course. Okay, guys? I don't need a lawsuit. Don't have anything, but I challenge you to go into the gym and actually challenge yourself to do it until you physically can't. For me, an AMRAP stands for as many reps as possible. For me, an AMRAP means as many reps as possible. And I've told this ideology at a couple seminars before. When you do an AMRAP, it means as many reps as you possibly can. Almost everybody I know or talk to, I'm a coach, most everybody I know, they set a goal. They say, I'm going to AMRAP this for 10. I want to get 10 reps out of this. Like, boom, boom. That's the name of the game. AMRAP this for 10. They hit the 10th one, and they're happy, and they rack the bar. I got 10. I'm excited about it. But what about the 3 more you had, too? What? You were happy with 10, and that was easy for you, and you racked the bar. What about the 3 more that you could do, too? What about maybe on the top end, the 5 that you grinded out and then you physically couldn't do anymore? What about those? The reason why I'm better than you, the reason why I'm stronger than you, the reason why I was in any way, shape, form at the top end of my strength was because I did the reps. I didn't get satisfied with a number. I did what I could. I did what was possible. And some of you guys, I don't think have ever clawed at that line. You don't have any idea what's possible because you've never challenged yourself. You've never believed in yourself enough to actually push it to the limit. I challenge you to believe. I challenge you to challenge what's possible. I challenge you to see outside your limitations. I challenge you to believe. Do it for a month. Do it for a year. You'll get addicted to it. Do it every single day. Win every single day. Believe in yourself. Know that you can accomplish whatever it is. It might take more time. It might take more research. It might take more effort. It might take more energy. There might be things that happen along the way that didn't go as expected. What's new? Man up to the situation. Level up to the situation. Whatever is required, the work that is required, know that you will do. Because you know how capable you are. The work that is required is the work that you will do. Understand that and understand you are whatever it is you want to be. You are whatever it is you say that you are. As long as you put the effort and the energy into doing the work. I'm not trying to sell you on anything but yourself. I'm trying to sell you on believing. If I sell you on believing, the rest is history. Believe in yourself. That is the champion mindset.